Dominik Mysterio got into some deep trouble recently, so we'll see what's that about. We'll also check out what's going on with Jey, Rey Mysterio, and more. Starting things off with another follow-up update on the little battle between Jey and his haters. 2025 has been a career year for Jey that really kicked off right at the start of the year in January, with the big Royal Rumble win. And the second that win took place, fans started to wonder if Jey was really the right pick to be the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner. But things were still fully smooth, and everyone still appeared to be on Jey's side. But it was WrestleMania 41 itself that really started to change things and split the fans up. Jey made Gunther tap out in that match, and that finish didn't really sit well with fans for someone of Gunther's status to tap out like that. Maybe Gunther fading out would have been a bit more acceptable, but for him to actually tap out to Jey, that really started to bother some fans. These same fans continued to criticize Jey's world title reign and make claims that it wasn't a thrilling reign. These issues eventually faded away once Jey lost the world title, but these issues started coming back up again after he won the Battle Royal to compete for the vacant world title. Fans slammed dislikes and negative feedback all over Jey-related content on the company's platform, and Jey ended up losing the world title match to CM Punk. And we did go over it after it happened, but that's when Jey took to his social media to post that middle finger emoji to the hating fans and told them that they won. What's a bit crazy though is that originally everyone thought Jey was receiving this negative criticism from fans because they simply just didn't want him in the world title picture. They were cool with Jey, they just didn't want him next to those world titles. Well, now it seems like that's no longer the case here at all. This doesn't appear to be just about the world title picture anymore. It looks like fans have morphed this into flat out Jey rejection. This was evident by the first round matchup for the Last Time Is Now tournament between Jey and The Miz. Jey ended up pinning The Miz to advance to the second round of the tournament, and the official company upload of this matchup online received a stunning 83% dislike ratio. So it's not about just the world title anymore. It looks like these online fans don't want to see any type of big success for Jey at all. But like we spoke about in the prior update, reports claim that the company is not looking at the dislike ratio of Jey's content, and it's not affecting their plans or perspective on anything. But it's still insane to see an 83% dislike ratio for Jey's victory over The Miz. So the online community strongly seems to be against all these big wins and success for Jey. But like it's been said before in the past, they pay more attention to the fans in the arena rather than the voices online. And right now in the arenas, nothing has changed for Jey. He's still getting a monstrously loud and positive reaction from the live crowds, and there's not a single boo happening in the arena. So as of this very moment, it appears to be just online hate, because this negative reception is not translating to the arenas right now. Jey is still extremely beloved every time he comes out there, so it looks like the only time the company would take notice of the fan feedback is if it starts slipping into the live crowds. Pretty much like what we saw in early 2025 with Charlotte Flair. The company had massive plans for a big babyface run for Charlotte to go on following her Royal Rumble victory, but babyface Charlotte was completely rejected by both the online fans and the live fans. Both group of fans were in unison there against Charlotte's babyface run. And since the negative reception towards Charlotte was so strong in their arenas, they had to pivot and make Charlotte turn heel. So the situation right now with Jey is that both groups of fans are not in unison about this matter. The online community is fully rejecting Jey, while the live fans are still fully embracing Jey. And as everyone knows, it's the live paying fans that have the stronger voice. So as long as they're still loving Jey, the company could sit back and relax. But if the live fans start turning on Jey in the same manner that they did to Charlotte in early 2025, then that's maybe when the company would have to pivot. But for the moment, it's just online noise for Jey, because you don't hear anything negative from the arena fans when he's actually out there in the ring. And of course, you can't forget that there are some seeds in place for a heel turn for Jey right now. He has been doing some questionable things and has a rocky relationship with his brother right now. So if they're ever going to pull the trigger on a Jey heel turn, then maybe that's how the live fans and online fans can come together in unison for when it comes to Jey. The online community is already against Jey, so that part is done. And if Jey turns heel, the live fans will finally boo Jey, and then everyone will be back on the same page there. So he may not be directly involved in any world title programs at the moment, but there sure is a lot going on with Jey at the moment that is very intriguing. You have the reception the online community is giving him, you have the live fans, and he has his entire situation continuing with Jimmy and Roman. So things should continue to get wild for Jey in the near future. Dominik Mysterio has been having a lot of success lately, from being a double champion to being one of John Cena's final opponents. But during a recent conversation with Towers of Power, Dominik recalled a recent story and how his heel antics accidentally went a little too far, and how he was scolded for it. Dominik said this happened during a televised interaction with Dragon Lee. Dominik had spit out his gum in Dragon Lee's direction, and that moment did not go well with the higher-ups. Dominik was instantly pulled aside backstage and reminded that they don't spit on other superstars. Even when Dominik tried explaining that it was only gum, they said that spitting of any kind is strictly prohibited. So Dominik had to dial things back there after that scolding because that was a serious warning. Everyone remembers how Bryan Danielson was instantly fired back in 2010 for spitting on John Cena and using a tie to choke someone out. So definitely don't want to push that envelope. Things are still looking up though for Dominik. He's still a part of AAA Wrestling, he has the Judgment Day storyline going, and Liv Morgan's return isn't that far away from happening either. So there should be a lot going on there for him. There's one insane fan theory going around right now that probably has no shot of happening, but it is a pretty fun idea, so we'll discuss it. During John Cena's interaction with Dominik Mysterio before their title match, Cena made a quick mention that he'll give Dominik the chance to leave the ring out of respect for his father, Rey Mysterio. And after John Cena won the title, Rey was the last person to congratulate John Cena on winning the title from Dominik. This moment was also meant to mirror an interaction between Cena and Rey from the early 2010s, where John Cena congratulated Rey on winning the title, but soon after that, it was Cena himself who took the title off of Rey. So fans are wondering if that could be what they're setting up here between the mention of Rey in the promo and the backstage interaction. Could that be setting up the idea that Rey Mysterio will be the one to dethrone John Cena as champion? Survivor Series is in Rey's hometown of San Diego after all, so that would make for quite the big matchup with John Cena. But here's where the theory just takes off to another level. Some fans are pitching the idea for Dominik Mysterio to appear during that match between Cena and his father for revenge on John Cena for dethroning him. So Dominik screws over John Cena and opens the door for Rey Mysterio to win the Intercontinental title from Cena, but in a cheap way, which technically could bring Rey and Dominik back together on the same page with each other in their hometown of San Diego, but pretty much in a heel-like way. Rey is feeling conflicted. He doesn't know if he should be happy that his son helped him, or upset that Dominik tarnished the purity of his match against John Cena. So it's a pretty crazy fan theory, but it would work for an insane reunion twist for Rey and Dominik. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.